I dated a girl that was once in an arranged marriage. There's many parts of the world that arranged marriages still take place, mainly India, China, Pakistan. And this girl that I was dating several years ago, she was divorced from her arranged marriage. Part of the arranged marriage was financial and opportunity. They were paired together because it was believed by their parents and I guess society that they could help each other economically, socially, and have a family. And scientifically, based on the data, the union, the marriage, would be able to serve its purpose. And it did. Statistically, less people get divorced that go through an arranged marriage. Statistically, more people get divorced that choose their own mate. But you have no creativity when you don't choose. You have no innovation. The difference between America and China is innovation, creativity, originality. And that's not a negative thing because there's things that China has greater than us. So I believe that every culture, every situation has something to offer. Okay. But I'm using this as an opportunity to talk about why would you marry someone you don't love? It's the same reason you would share an apartment because you need them for some reason, maybe financial, maybe emotional, or maybe it's the safe bet. Okay. Maybe it's the safe bet. Maybe you got hurt. Maybe you dated a tall guy with a nice ass. He destroyed your life. So you dated the backup guy, the guy that doesn't inspire you, but you know he won't hurt you. Maybe, you're dating the big chick that's nice, that always texts you back, but she wasn't your first choice. The second choice is the safe choice. The second choice is the safe choice. Remember that. Never forget that. And so another thing that made me think of this, not just through my experience of dating someone that was in arranged marriage, and I know some people that I believe they're still in arranged marriage. And again, it all depends on your situation. A lot of us in a first world country, we look down on that. But I'll tell you right now, if I was in a third world country and if I had to do what I had to do to get to a first world country, I would possibly consider an arranged marriage. Why not? Why not? Because what's creativity when you don't have opportunity? What's Elon Musk in Ukraine? Nothing. Nothing. You can. What can you do in a war-torn country? What can you do when you don't have water? Elon Musk is from South Africa. Okay. The inventors of Google are from another country. Steve Jobs' father was from a war refugee from Syria. So you got to have creativity. You got to have opportunity. You got to have the ability to choose. To not share an apartment, you got to have the ability to make money and the willingness to do it. The ability to separate from something you don't love is the self-confidence and the willingness to feel pain of separation, of security. Very painful to separate from the safe. Very painful. And you shouldn't take unnecessary risk. That's true too. Life is a balance, and it's not easy. If balance was easy, everyone would eat 2,000 calories. Everyone would work a stable job. But that wouldn't be life. What fun would life be if everyone ate the exact right amount? If everyone worked an exact structure with no creativity, no high risk, low risk? I mean, that this is what the world is sloppy. There's no exact science to life. There's a science to arranging a marriage, but there's no life there. I mean, there's a science to picking out a home base. There's a science to having a YouTube channel. You could say, I watched a YouTube channel. They said, do this, this, this. Yeah, but passion, consistency, effort overcomes this. Another thing that I'm going through that makes me write down this topic structure, the creativity and focus on it, is that I'm looking for a home base. Buying a house is like getting married. And when your parents choose your house, it's like an arranged marriage, and it may work out. When my first house I bought, my mom helped me buy it, and we kind of looked at it together, and it was a blessing, and it was stable. It provided me exactly what I needed. It worked. And it was a blessing to me. This go around, as an adult, I'm more looking at this as what would I buy? What would inspire me? What do I need? What do I want? You got to know the difference between your needs and wants. You got to know your difference between your needs and wants. You got to have some wants. You could have just needs. Guys, I can make my own coffee in my car. Okay, I could not do Starbucks. I can not, but then for me, it's like I need that extra level of creativity, of life, of getting out there. I mean, I want to have some socialization being in Starbucks. I want to have, something, you got to have a balance in life. So I look at a home base. This one I want to share with you. One home base I'm not in love with. I'm kind of in love with the location, but I'm not in love with the specific property. Another home base, I'm in love with the property, but not necessarily the location. And that's why they say real estate, location, location. And I said to myself, wow, this is almost like picking out a marriage, right? It's like the safer bet is to go with the location because I really do love it. And I may go with that because it makes too much sense. I mean, the lot that I love, there's a lot of things that scientifically through the data doesn't make sense. You got to discipline your love. Beyonce said she was crazy in love. Then she said after she got married to Jay-Z and he cheated, she said if it wasn't for the kids, I would have got divorced. Rihanna really loves Chris Brown, not A$AP Rocky. But the science, the facts, that they had an unhealthy pattern in a relationship. Rihanna could never have a child with Chris Brown. It wouldn't make sense. So, it can't just be love, but it can't just be all science. We're looking for balance for certain things, especially with marriage. But when in doubt, don't get married. When in doubt, don't have a kid. When in doubt, don't buy. Why? Be careful. There's nothing worse than when you have opportunity, when you have freedom, you choose to lose your creativity. Like I said, I empathize with those who didn't want to get the vaccine because I didn't want to get it, but I looked at all the science data. I said, it is what it is. Okay, I bit the bullet. And I know some people that didn't get it, and I understand. I still love them. I hug them. But I look at them, and they may have kept in their mind, their creativity not getting vaxxed, but they destroyed their life through their habits. They're a prisoner to their habits. They're a prisoner to the stale relationship they're in. What does it matter? What does it matter if you didn't get the vaccine, but you're in a relationship, you don't love the person, they're just safe? You might as well give Dr. Fauci a blowjob. There's a lot of people that are not in love that stay together. Now, in the great movie Boomerang, Halle Berry, who's been divorced in real life a couple times, never forget that. She was the second choice. The second choice is always the safe choice. She was the second choice. In the movie, Eddie Murphy really loved Robin Givens, one of Mike Tyson's wives. They got divorced, never forget that. And Eddie Murphy was in love. He had a passion for Robin Givens. But it was unhealthy. And there was a famous part in the movie where Eddie Murphy came back to his second choice, Halle Berry. And he said, well, I can't help it. It's love. And Halle Berry said to him, love should have brought your ass home last night. See, love is not just emotion, it's also discipline. Oh, that'll fuck some people up who don't like discipline. I don't like discipline. Who likes discipline? There's a quote that says, suffer the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Not easy. I don't have an answer, to be honest. I mean, life is organic. I mean, there's some science. You gotta pay attention to the science. You gotta pay attention to wisdom. You gotta be willing to discipline. Now, you do have to have a certain feeling, a certain vibe. It's got to be both. $1.99 super chat coming in hot. Thank you to everyone in live chat. We're getting ready to go all live comments right now. Let me pull this laptop up. Let me acknowledge, forgive me for being a little bit slow on the live chat. I appreciate that 199 tip from Jack Burris. He's married. He goes, married over 20 years. Can I get an amen? Slap that keyboard. Jack, let me ask you one question. And thank you for everything because you've been tremendously supportive and loving. Can I ask you an honest question, not joking? After 20 years of marriage, do you feel you chose the right woman? And were you always in love with her? Was she your second choice? Let me know. I asked that with sincerity. Anyone in the live chat, we're getting ready all live comments. Please leave in the comment section below if you are in love with the person in a relationship or if they're just a safe bet. There's nothing wrong with safety. I'm not mocking that. But there's got to be a balance. We can't lose all creativity for safety. You know, now we can't be reckless where we date Chris Brown and we're Rihanna. So I'm not saying I have the answer. I'm saying this is something we go through in life. I see you, Cartoon Mark. Cartoon Mark, the only thing I want to know is, did she start her remote job? Because if she didn't start her remote job, it's the same thing as the idea of those children paying rent. That got shut down, and so did her remote job. And all you're left with is you lost all your creativity, Mark. She stole it. She checked your ass when you were even thinking about selling that house. She checked you. The kids checked you when they walked in your room, in your art gallery, with a towel with a penis on it. Jack says he's in love with his wife 50-50. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. All right, Cartoon Mark says she's working. I'm surprised. All right, guys and girls, let's go all live comments. Click the thumbs up. You want to support the channel, please click that blue join button. Thank you to all my members. I appreciate what you do. I don't take you for granted. Thank you for all the super chats. Thank you for everyone. Flood this live comment. I show up every day. We don't do once a week lives. We don't do once every other week. We don't do anything but show up and work on self-care, and everything else is cherry on top. Now, I will be fair, though. I'm a middle-aged man, and I've been through the ups and downs. So for a 20-year-old or a 30-year-old getting their footing in the door, I understand. I have empathy. Okay, I don't want to be a ruler over you. But I want to tell you, don't spend this time trying to figure out how to make your YouTube channel go viral. You better figure out self-care. You better get in a support system, and you better advance your career. Okay, because you're in love with an idea of making money off your creativity. You know, you like to say, okay, you're doing it for the people. But I want to tell you, that's a bunch of bullshit, and we know it. We know it by your evidence, by how you show up and what you say and how you do it. Don't matter if it's for free. I know a lot of people get fucked for free, you know. Sophie, $10 strong gold, $10 super chat. Sophie, one of the most positive commenters on my channel. Sophie, love, respect to you. I pray that this message helps you and helps everyone. I thank you, Sophie, for that gracious tip. Let me know, Sophie, what do you choose? Do you believe? What would you choose? A house that you're not in love with, or a house that makes more sense? Charles, I see you. Never give up. It's okay to take time off for yourself. And I saw your video, and I've been the second guy, and I've also dated a girl that was my second choice. The second choice is never inspiring. Never. I don't care what outfit you get, what wig you put on. The second choice is always the same. You say, well, hold on, Inspirational Nomad. What about Jeff Hostetler? There's been second string quarterbacks that won Super Bowls. And I want to tell you that's a fair point. But I want to tell you, just like every person tells me that they're going to make more money in entrepreneurship, I said, just remember, guys, Michael Jordan got cut from his high school basketball team. He became the greatest player ever. But not too many other people did that. That's the exception to, there's always an exception to the rule. Always. And even me, guys, I'm trying to beat the odds in some ways. I'm hedging my bets in some ways. I try to take calculated risk. I don't play it too safe, obviously, through my life. But I don't play it too risky because you could, you know, end your life early. You could destroy your life with lack of wisdom, lack of calculation. Life is not easy, guys. I mean, we're all trying to figure this out. All right, let's go all live comments now. 15 minutes strong in a structured topic. Let's go. Let's go. Let's do it. Okay. Thank you, Sophie. Thank you, Jack. Doug, I love you, brother. My members are here strong. Shout out to the Pacific Northwest. There's this beautiful girl, Doug. If you're still in here, put a 77 in a live chat. Why? I got no idea. Doug, there's this beautiful porn actress called Lily LaBelle. I believe she's from the Pacific Northwest. She's gorgeous. But she has done YouTube videos, and she said she has a mental illness. There's a lot of freaks that have mental illness. Why? Because they chase adrenaline. They're either very low or very high. They're very volatile, but they're very exciting. A balanced mind could be very boring. You know, some people like me because I got a little edge. Now, again, in real life and professional life, I know how to kind of go both ways. I mean, I could be obese. I could be anorexic. You know, guys, for 3 years, I ate just enough you need to survive. Period. Yeah. No, not too many people would do that. Now, for 3 years, I ate everything I wanted and then more. Not too many people would do that. So the Lord has given me the ability, but I've experienced a lot of pain to get back in balance. A lot of pain. The Lord has given me the ability to see extremes. I've seen the poorest of areas and the richest. I've been to Palm Beach and I've been to the projects. There's no American flags in the projects. Why? When you're dealing with the very poor, there's not much nationalism. There's not much, people don't really feel the vibe of the country. That's how it is. It's just the way life is. And, there's some level of generational disdain. Just the way it is. But I will say this, in Palm Beach County, or in Palm Beach, I didn't see many political flags. Why? When you're that rich, you don't really want to let anyone know anything. You want to be unknown. Yadara, love to. I see you out here. Thank you. All right, let me go live comments. Louisa, hey Sam. England's in the house. Shout out to overseas. You know what it is? Europe. America's got 350 million people. Europe has 750 million. You add those two numbers, we united, Europe and America, North America, we have just as many people as China. Texas is bigger than Ukraine. Okay. Texas is bigger than Ukraine. Why am I saying that? You should measure everything. You should have some science in your life. You shouldn't just say, oh, we're better, or this is bigger, or this is... You got to measure things. You got to understand what you're dealing with. Tiffany, hey Sam. Thanks for the video. You really tell the cold hard truth. I've been through life. I was on a walk this morning having a bad day. Then I thought about idle time as the devil's playground. Tiffany, every time I get nervous to buy something, I go for a walk. Every time I get stressed, I go for a walk. Why? If you stay idle, it'll just eat you apart and nothing great will happen. You'll actually make a bad decision just to make the pain go away. I walk to make the pain go away. Now, if you're elderly and you can't walk, I empathize, but move your body as much as you can. As much as you can. Get some fresh air. Tiffany, gonna be the phrase tattooed on my wrist. Well, hey, I'm not mad at that. Tiffany, gonna get it. Love and respect. I understand it. I got several tats. Remind me of certain things. Steph, what's up? I appreciate all your positive comments. Hey, brother, Sam, glad to join. Just came in the door. Love and respect. Great to have you. Thank you for your positive comments. Judy Lowe, you would definitely be miserable if you marry someone you don't love. That's a fair point. Now, you would definitely be miserable long term if you married someone you just emotionally love, but they were a drug addict, they were unproductive, but you were dangerously in love. I want to tell you, you can't just marry someone you love, but you can't just marry someone that's safe. You got to have balance because both will fuck you up. And if you can't decide, do nothing. That's what I tell you. But woe to the person. And you say, Inspirational Nomad, why do all girls like a tall guy? They're trying to Dr. Fauci their child. They want the chances that their child's going to be tall. That's right. You didn't get the vaccine, but you wanted to know the height, the intelligence of the person you're going to get pregnant with. Why? Because you want to artificially create, through science, your projected child. That's right. I'm not mad at it, but that's science. That's not love. There's some people, they'll never love a short guy. Why? They can't. I'm not mad at them. But they may marry the short guy because he's a safe bet. There's some guys, okay, they'll never love an ugly chick, but they may impregnate her. Why? They in lust. And that's maybe love for that night. Because I know a couple guys that like big chicks, though. I'm not going to lie about that. Yeah. So, but what I tell you guys, you got to be able to be yourself. If you can't be yourself, you might as well be dead. Why? You lost your creativity. Every time you walk in a room, they check you. You know? And even when they don't check you, they give you that look. What look do they give you? You're my second choice. Chris Rock said, you're my Chris Rock got divorced. Be careful. Back to live comments. Yadara love to. Thank you for everything. AR6. Hey, what's up, AR? Sophie. Thank you again, Sophie. Greetings, everyone. So glad to be here tonight. Sophie, great to have you. Great to have positive people. I want to thank you. Jack, my man. Married over 20 years. He just trying to get through another day. 50-50, he's in love. Flip a coin, guys. Remember, when it's 50-50, you're basically saying, I'll put Shaq on the free-throw line to win the championship. That's not, but he did make some in the clutch. Walaski, hey Sam, good to see you. Shout out to all my Latina mills. Cartoon Mark, Sam. He don't even say, this is what, how do you know? How do you know you're not in love? When you say she went away. You don't say my love, my baby, my boo, my wife. You say she. Oh, here he come. Oh, here she come. She went away for the weekend. This a girl he ain't married to, but raising her kids. And she checked him when he went to put the house on for sale. Let's see what we got to say. I got a heavy metal blasting. Yeah, you watching free porn, heavy metal. You're painting demons that went on vacation. And life is good. Why? Well, it's good to be alone when you know you won't be alone for long. You got to really work on being able to be alone. That's not easy. Same thing with the nomad life, you know. There's a lot of depressed people. I'm going to do a separate video on this, but let me just share. I'll give you guys, this is all bonus stuff now. It's all bonus. There's a lot of depressed people. They become a nomad because being a nomad forces you to move. It forces you to do something, and that gets your neurological windings. It gets them given endorphins because you got to survive. But that's also why after a period of time, a lot of nomads burn out. Why? Because they go from depression and moving around all the time. And after 12 months, 24 months, they disappear because they went from one extreme to another. Now, sometimes you got to get extreme. I've been extreme, but you better make sure you're doing the education. You better make sure you're working on self-care. I worked on self-care before I even thought about the nomad life. I put a lot of work into it. And that's why I wish I could tell you, buy window covers and tint your windows and become the night rider. No one will see you. But the truth is, you're just another homeless person with window covers in a Planet Fitness parking lot. And the truth is, you better have the self-care to endure. Because there's a lot of people, they self-camp at Planet Fitness. They don't take a shower every night. That's amazing, right? Well, not really. They don't go to the gym either. It's hard as hell. Guys, I went to the gym today, hard as hell. And the older I get, more muscle mass I lose. But I remember the 5-15 rule. Here's another great one I came up with. The Lord told me this. If you can get to the gym 5 days a week for at least 15 minutes, you're working on your health and your well-being. Nothing to do with vanity. Now, if you go for more than an hour, I think you have OCD. And you can't allow yourself to leave before you whip the demons out of your soul. You can't let go. You got to have balance. It's not easy. Back to live comments. Mark, I love you, brother. Sophie, thank you again. Charlie, hey Sam, what's up, brother? Thank you for being positive, Charlie. I see you out there. Who's the most engaged YouTuber, Charlie? Who reads every comment? I saw some YouTuber today. A couple of them. One of them had almost 1 million subscribers. And she told me, I want to do an honest video that I really don't let myself read the comments, but I decided to let myself read the comments and I got depressed. I'm not going to do that anymore for a while. Guys, I would have had way more subscribers, way more viewers. Why? Just don't read the comments, man. Pacify them. I'm reading every motherfucking comment. Okay? I'll get 1 million subscribers. I'm blocking people. I'll deal with it. Why? Because I ain't married to someone I love and I ain't got a lot of shit I don't need. I got time to block everyone and to check everyone, but I check myself. She didn't read every thing. She read a couple. She folded like a wet paper towel. I read every comment just to check, see what's going on out there, and I know what's going on out there. UBG Vlogs. Who knows that you got an Obama phone, but you're a millionaire trading crypto? You got evicted. The people who evicted you may have a drug problem. They told you your cat was euthanized. Your cat resurrected like Jesus. And you made a video, but you were late to reply to my comment because you're still mad at me at some shit I said the other day. Who knows you? I'm engaged. Who gonna take time, UPG Blogs, to get engaged with your life? Last time a social worker, a good one like Erin, got engaged in your life, she said, oh shit, I can't get disengaged. These motherfuckers don't care. Let's go back to these live comments. Charles, I'm praying for you, brother. You're going to do fine. You keep showing up, man. It's okay to have a bad week at work. It's okay to have a bad week at work. Why? Better a bad week at work than to have no work. Better a bad week at work, but still have a direct deposit. Better a bad week at work, but still have 20 years of good experience in the workforce. I'll tell you, for some people who can't keep a job, they say, oh, just keep working temp jobs. Hey guys, my mom worked temp jobs, but she got on permanent. Why? Because she did what she needed to do to advance, to take care of her responsibilities. When you go from temp job to temp job, guys, you go to the bottom, to the bottom, to the bottom. And you say, oh, that's cute. I had a guy leave a comment today. He goes, I'm 66 years old. I got fired over 40 jobs or I quit. I blocked him. Why? If you're that unreliable as a worker, how are you as a friend? How can you get fired from 40 jobs or quit? If you're that unreliable as a worker, you must be an unreliable friend. I blocked him right away. I didn't even respond. I read that motherfucker though. I read the comment. Click that thumbs up. Share the video with someone you think it may help. I watched some video today, a guy living in his car, doing DoorDash. He said he was going to say how much he made. He didn't say how much he made in DoorDash, but he said he got a goal on Patreon to make $2,000 a month. Tried to make an excuse for his mental illness. Hey, man, fuck that. Tell us how much you made in DoorDash and fuck all these goals. And Patreon is yesterday's hustle. Okay. I want to tell you, some people got a hybrid car, but a diesel mind. They hustling backwards. But I want to tell you guys, it gets you pretty far in life. Why? Most people, same way. Back live comments, AR6. It's certainly difficult to consistently listen to the voice in your head that tells you to be productive instead of following the voice that leads you to comfort and inefficiency. Discipline, not easy, but necessary, or else you're going to feel the pain of regret. Charlie, there is a song by Common called The People. I don't think I heard that. I wasn't a big Common fan, to be honest with you. Aaron, hey guys, flower emoji. Hey, Aaron. Sophie. Oh no, Aaron said, laughing, cartoon mark. You are like an escaped refugee. You basically, he's like, Putin, withdrew his troops a little bit, and he's bunkered down in Ukraine, trying to see, listening to death metal, okay, hoping that he can survive another night. He goes, I love that you can have some you time. I do too, but I hate that you got to live with someone you don't love, or they don't love you back. Because if someone loves you, they know when you're unhappy. And if that doesn't matter to them, then nothing matters. Nothing important to you is going to matter to them. Nothing. Your bills, your desires, your dreams, your creativity, none of that shit matters. The only reason they want you back is so that you don't live without them. But the only reason you don't live without them is because you don't love yourself enough to feel the pain of separation. But I understand that. I think about that with this home base. I really love this one house, but I kind of gotta let it go. Why? Well, I'm not going to say it doesn't love me back, but there's some things that said, well, it doesn't totally make sense. Now, again, I will give myself grace. A house is different than a relationship. Why? Because, again, you could sell it at any time. You could just take the loss. You could deal with it. But it's still similar. And I think about that. Sophie, I would choose a house that makes more sense. Good comment. And I appreciate all the comments on this. She goes, I say this because emotion and feelings can change on a dime. Sophie done been through life. But I do say, always follow your gut. Sophie, that's a well-balanced comment. You know, I think there is something to be said for intuition, gut, Holy Spirit. I think there's also something to be said for wisdom, and that the heart is the most deceitful of all things. That's what the Bible says. So you need wisdom. You need wisdom and emotion to line up. Balance not easy. Buddha said, basically, enlightenment comes from balance. Enlightenment comes from balance. Charles, I can handle porn the same as you, Sam. To get over an old girlfriend, find one who looks like her on the site. Yep. And get an old looking, and it'll get old looking at her. Yeah, I want to tell you. Even when I masturbate, I'm not that excited about buying a home base. Why? Well, I think for some reason you want a home base to masturbate in. I think for some reason comfort and security is tied to family life. But I also think that family life can suffocate dreams. Go look at Shark Tank. How many fathers are like, well, I can't do it, but I'm going to make sure that my kids can do it. You know, when you're single, you could take a lot more risk. I could buy a house that could not work out. So it's me. If I was with someone else, I gotta be more. I gotta play it safer. I have to. I have more people depending on me. UBG Vlogs. Hey there, everyone. Paula, we love you. Paula, remember to smash that like. Good job. Thank you. Aaron, UBG Vlogs. I hope things are better for you. There's no one more compassionate. Listen, I am the most engaged YouTuber, and Aaron is the most empathetic social worker. Everyone right now that needs their voucher approved, you better get it approved while Erin's still working. Because she just sold her house, and she may get that college loan debt forgiven. Biden won't do that till the end of his term, because they know that will cause problems. So they ain't going to do that to the end. Okay. But I want to tell you, she get that college loan forgiven, and she living in her van. She ain't paying that much. She says she's adapting. I want to tell you, she only going to take so much of that shit. So you better get everything approved now. Paula, thank you, Aaron. I'm doing much better. You look much better today in your video, Paula. I know you're still mad at me, though. Ruger is happy traveling around. Paula, I'm getting used to this RV life. It's very exciting, but can burn you out. You got to be self-care. Don't forget self-care. Aaron, I love that UBG Vlogs. Kim, good evening, Kim. What's up? Aaron, you are adjusting faster than I am. This weather makes this hard. Aaron, March 20th is the first day of spring. Now, in New Hampshire, it's probably not going to be till May 20th, but you are less than a month away from the official beginning of spring. Why do you need to know that? You got to measure everything. You got to measure everything. Texas is bigger than Ukraine. You got to measure everything. So, what I can tell you, if you don't look at the food label, you're not measuring how much sodium you're putting in your body, how much sugar. Even if you're going to overeat, you should at least know. I remember I was in a grocery store when I was starting to lose weight, and I was looking at every food label. I was meticulous. I was so disciplined. I almost burnt myself out. It was really tough. And I remember some chick walked in very out of shape. And she goes, oh, what you looking at, the food label? I don't look at that. I just grab it and eat it. I don't want to look. I don't want to know. I said, oh, shit. And in my mind, when I was really, I mean, I was so skinny. When I was really like, depriving myself, everyone looked fat. Okay. Everyone fat, but she was fat. But everyone looks out of shape when you had discipline. I mean, I was like Somali. I mean, I was like skinny as fuck. And what I could tell you, I still learned the lesson though of measurement. If you're ever on a diet, never get your sub made and tell them to put dressing on it. You always got to tell them to put dressing on the side. Why? Look at the weight of the person making your food. If they're heavy, they're going to prepare the food as if they were going to eat it themselves. They're going to put too much dressing on your salad, too much oil in your sub. Never forget that. If it's made with love, that means it's got a lot of sugar and salt. So be careful. But now you need some of that. Because I got so disciplined. My health game was on point to the T, maybe probably too healthy. Because so much discipline, no salt, no sugar, life not worth living. It's like being married. Someone said, Sam, you just added 20 years to your life, all the weight you lost. How? I said, well, one is I didn't want to do that necessarily. But two is I wouldn't want to live to 120 if I was living that discipline. But I wasn't going to give up that discipline until I ensured sustainability. You don't know how hard it is to lose 200 pounds, be damn near anorexic, and then gradually start to allow yourself to eat more. And you say, inspirational nomad, you can lose 20, 30 pounds right now. Well, you're right. But I also know some people, they're the exact weight for their height. And they starve themselves. They begging to go to the buffet. And I've been there. I've been backsliding in a Popeye's chicken line. I want to tell you, you got to find balance. Okay. You can drink coconut juice and not have any sugar, but the reason why your mind is so tough, you have no balance. You're not in love with your life. Too much discipline, you don't love anything. If any parent shows too much discipline, I don't care how right they are, you will never love them. That's why love covers a multitude of sin. It'd be better off if your parents let you eat whatever you want and go out at night. Why? I want to tell you, you'll love your parents for letting you do more than being too strict. Now you say, well, if you're very strict, like I know some kids that I grew up with, their parents were very strict. They got great, especially a lot of immigrants come over here as a parents very strict. You're going to do well. We sacrifice a lot, come here. And, you're going to, and maybe even pick out their marriage partner. But there's no life. There's no life. It's just, now I'm not saying they're totally wrong because the evidence is in some progress, but there's also there's no life. There's no passion. You don't escape that to go to that. You don't escape communism to live in a communist house. And you can't be a communist with yourself. You don't let yourself enjoy life. Right now, somewhere, there's a mother and a daughter. Escape communism. And they both basically go to war every day. You're free. You can go to the buffet. And, you don't have to take that shit from your person. I want to tell you, spending time in the country, I've come to appreciate some of that culture, man. Because believe it or not, Florida got more country than coastal land. Never forget that. Florida's a big state, guys. Almost as big as Texas. Almost as big as Ukraine. New Jersey's very small. Almost the same size as Israel. Why do I say that, guys? You got to measure everything. You got to know what you're dealing with. You got to read the bylaws. You got to talk to the neighbors. You say, inspirational nomad, I'm in love with this girl. I want to marry her. I said, what does her mother look like? Yeah, you should check that. That's right. Are you still in love with her mother? You said, inspirational nomad, I'm in love with this guy. Well, I said, I guarantee he's at least 6 foot tall. Because I guarantee you thought about what your kids would look like. You said inspirational nomad. The second choice is always the safer choice. I say it is. But I want to tell you this, the first choice may make you excited, but you also may come to hate it. So just like Sophie said, you better check your emotions. Oh, we got a $5 super chat coming in strong. That's my man, Malcolm. Malcolm, what's up, brother? All caps. Thank you for what you do. Reciprocal love. Inspirational nomad. I appreciate you, Malcolm. You know what it is, brother. Thank you very much. Love and respect. Love and respect, Malcolm. I appreciate you. I want to tell you that when in doubt, just work on taking care of yourself. Because no matter what house you buy, no matter who you choose to be with, if you're not in a good place, even if you got the best house, you're not happy. If you're not in a good place with yourself. If you're not in a good place, if you don't have time for yourself, even if you're in a great relationship, you're not happy. Thank you, Malcolm. Thank you, everyone in the super chat. Let's go to all live comments. I know I got to approve some comments that got flagged. Hang in there. If I miss a comment, type it again. I believe I left off at Paula, Kim, Aaron, Paula. I know, Aaron. Having a great time not knowing where I'll be in a few weeks. That will burn you out over time, but it is true that going back to the same place can bore you. It's a balance. Aaron, the spontaneity of it is inspiring for sure. It's an adrenaline rush. Paula, I have to stay around LA to care for some business before I leave. I want to tell all my nomads, eventually you're going to find that there's only going to be some areas that inspire you the most. That takes years. But after years, you're going to circle around a few areas. And that's the only time you should even consider a home base. Why? Because you want to develop a routine after a while in those areas that inspire you. You don't have to buy a house, and I may not. But make a mental note. You're not going to just be traveling everywhere for years on end. But make a mental note. That's part of life. You should experience life. Don't just skip chapters. Good job. Paula. All right, Paula. I absolutely love the fact that I didn't get a storage unit. 100. Once you get a storage unit, hard to get rid of it. Once you get married, hard to get a divorce. Once you buy a property, it could be hard to sell it if times were bad. You never know. Even when times are good, you never know. What's the message in that? Be slow to commit. Other than the self-care promotion, be slow to commit. Paula, I've got a few weeks to go through what I'm taking on the road. You had a lot of shit in that one video when you was at your assistant's house. Seriously, 2 suitcases and my kitty and my YouTube gear. I want to tell you guys, in YouTube world, all you need is a smartphone and the ability to show up every day. Because you can have 20 cameras, you can have a personal assistant, but you can have a bad habit and you can have a lack of discipline. It ain't going to get you there. So I would tell you, get one phone, use it as a tax write-off, and get comfortable with making unperfect videos, but show up every day. Now, I will say this. Some people do good with editing, and I'm not trying to take their cameras away from them. But I also want to emphasize the importance of, work ethic, regardless of camera. Just fucking show up, get it done, Paula. Paula, maybe I'll visit you in the summer, Aaron. Kim, I would rather be happy by myself than miserable with someone else. Kim, 100. Paula, I can't take a shower every day right now. I've been there since this older RV of my friend has. Well, the gyms are open every day. Planet Fitness, sometimes they're only open 5 days a week. You got Anytime Fitness. You got LA Fitness. You got a lot of gyms out there. But I understand. Because I've been there. Paula, Kim, I completely agree with you. Paula, 1 million subs reading comments. Well, they only read a few, then they folded. Paula, shh. Yeah, I know, Paula. I love you. Paula's laughing good. Laughter's good for the soul. It's entertainment. Paula, I've been so busy. Paula, you don't have to justify yourself to me. I understand when life gets hard, we need to step back. Aaron, summer will be so nice. It's coming. Charlie, you are so right, Sam. You are the most engaged YouTuber. Well, I'm saying that because you have to say what you bring to the table, but I want to be humble enough, Charlie, to say I'm fortunate to have great people like you. You've been very positive. Paula, then this crazy YouTuber who must be high on meth was attacking me and Ozzy. Well, Paula, you know, like I know, when you do drugs, you know a lot of people who do drugs and you attract people who do drugs. You know, and I had a lot of people destitute. They attracted to my channel. Why? Living in your car. You know, so how many people living in their car because they want to, doing well, taking a promotion? ESP. But I got a lot of other lazy sloths or mentally ill people. Yeah, they watching my channel. I had one guy, oh, how you going to have a channel about living in your car and you mad that I don't want to work? I said, well, one is I don't have to be what you want me to be. That's number one. Okay. I don't know if you heard that. I said, but number two, I'm not your friend if I talk down to what you're able to do. And if you show me that you're able to articulate a sentence, that you're able to create a YouTube profile, that you have the physical independence to live in a car, don't tell me you can't bag groceries, which I've done. Don't tell me you can't work in a ditch, what I've done. Don't tell me you can't work overtime in an emergency, which I've done. Don't tell me you can't do YouTube as a side hustle and show up every day, which I've done. What you want to tell me? That you've traveled 4 states and you still parking at Planet Fitness? I've done that, but I want to tell you I did a lot more than that. So I'm not saying you should be me, but I'm saying, guys, this channel is about my experience. I can't share your experience. If you want to share your experience about being a lazy sloth, share it. I guarantee you won't share it every night. You'll share it every other night or once a week. And then you'll get mad at everyone who shows up and charges. Why? Because you're just another motherfucker taking free ice from the all-night gas station, clogging up the Planet Fitness toilet bowl, looking to start a fight, looking to blame the people who are working. Yeah. They mad because they tell you, like, yo, keep it moving. I remember, guys, I was walking through Manhattan every time by Penn Station, which is like in the heart of Manhattan, where the main train there's a bunch of homeless people out there. And you know, 3 times a day, there's certain cops that just walk around and they tell the homeless people, just keep it moving. Yeah. And they go from one block to another. They don't really move, but they just try to keep a movement. You know, it's a tourist area, but they just want to keep some flow. The same thing in living in your car. There's some people, they parked in one spot all day. You got to keep that shit moving. But when you're dealing with mental illness, guys, you can't make sense of that. When you're dealing with drug addiction, you're dealing with someone who is mentally not in the right state. There's no, I don't care what philosophy, what wisdom you have. When you are on some type of drug, alcohol, substance, your mind is altered. I want to tell you, a pussycat can turn into a lion if you pump the right drugs in them. And a lion can turn into a pussycat, same thing. You say inspirational nomad, that's why I didn't take the vaccine. I said, well, why'd you get married? Why are you in that relationship? Because that's what's really holding you back. See, that's the booster for your life. Are you married to someone you don't love? Maybe you're both on vaxxed, but maybe you're both sleeping in separate rooms. When's the last time you went balls deep into life? I know some people, they married the safe choice. Now, they married it maybe to get into the country, maybe to provide a better life for their family, and they did that, and I still think it's the right decision. If I was in a poor country and I had to marry an American, what I consider it, I would consider it. I would. But they pay a big price. Some are able to get divorced, some can't. They're so nice they won't divorce. I'll tell you, there's nothing more hurtful than you married someone who loved Trump and you're an immigrant. It's like being Melania Trump, you're like, it's the walk of shame. But what can you do? You got to do what you got to do. You got to kill it. It's hard. There's a lot of reasons why you would marry someone you don't love. I don't judge that. But I also see the dead soul. When your creativity and when your innovation, your motivation is lost in life, you're just a dead soul with a bad wig. You're in the parking lot watching another country go to war, and you're not in peace. You could go shopping, but you're more intrigued by someone who's picking up arms. I want to tell you, life is interesting. Let's go back to the live comments. Believe we left off at Aaron. Aaron says, currently in New Hampshire. I have to stay here until my job is fully remote in May. Awesome. Paula, that's such a beautiful state, Aaron. You've never been there in the winter. It's like seeing Aaron's husband, and she's not married, but saying, oh, you got a nice looking husband, you got a nice looking wife. You're not married to them. I remember I knew a guy, and his wife was very nice. And I said to him, man, you got a nice wife, man, very nice family. And he looked at me like, Sam, you don't live with her. I said, I get it. I want to tell you the big difference when you live with someone. Big difference when you visit New Hampshire versus when you live in New Hampshire. You say inspirational nomad, you traveled up and down the East Coast. What is the slogan of New Hampshire? I believe it's live free or die, right? My slogan is you live in Florida or you die. Why? I want to tell you, cold weather sucks the soul out of my life. You may leave Florida because you think it's too hot. But once you go back to winter, you're going to realize you made the worst decision of your life, because once you leave Florida, hard to come back unless you're a nomad. If you sell everything, move to Florida, but you never visit, and you pick a bad location in Florida, and then you decide to pack everything up, move back up north, and you buy another house up north that you don't love, but you're comfortable, you know the Dunkin' Donuts, you know the life, then you're stuck up north. You just got to make the best of it. You got to live, bored, or die. New Hampshire is not the Sutton. New Hampshire is very small, guys. Texas is bigger than Ukraine. New Hampshire? I don't know. There's a lot of things bigger than New Hampshire. The words live free or die, written by General John Stark in July 31st, 1809, shall be the official motto of the state. It was the 1945 legislature that gave New Hampshire its official motto as World War II approached. Give someone a slogan, you give them motivation. I want to tell you guys, in my experience in life, the poor and the middle class fight wars, and the rich people dodge the draft. That's what I've seen. Shout to Trump. How many rich people you know went to war? I know a lot of poor middle class people I know served. I don't know too many rich people, and I know some rich people. And if they did serve, they served in a very different capacity. But I'll tell you, if you got nothing else going on, there's a lot of things in the military other than fighting. And I'm not against joining the military. But it'd be some shit. Like, you remember, guys, in 1970, you either fought in Vietnam or you were shamed, unless you dodged the draft. Remember, Muhammad Ali was shamed for not being a patriot because he didn't believe in the Vietnam War. Remember, guys, now we're best friends with Vietnam. That's where you get most of your shit from China. So, one day you fighting, next day you trade partners. I had an uncle die in service. My grandfather was in the service. My father was in the service. So what do I think about the service? Well, I think, my parent, my grandparent, my grandfather and my father were in the service because one is, when you're an immigrant, you got to do whatever you got to do. I'm praying for Ukraine, but I'm also praying for the Russian soldiers. I guarantee a lot of them just doing what they got to do. They're not choosing to do that. That's what they got to do. I'm not saying that makes certain things right. You can't just always do what you got to do, but I'm just saying. Backlog comments. I believe we left off at Aaron was talking about New Hampshire. Yeah, Aaron says, so my plan is to head south in October. Last winter in this crap. I agree with that. It'll be tough to leave your kids, though. You'll feel the pain, but it'll be worth it. Paula, what are your plans after you move? Aaron, I like it here, but love Georgia. Shout out to Georgia. Be careful in the rest area in Georgia. That's when I had a drunk come up to me at 2 o'clock in the morning. My first year as a nomad, I was coming down from Jersey to Florida, and I stopped at the rest area right off I-95 in Georgia. And at 2 o'clock in the morning, some drunk guy knocked on my window. And that's a very nice rest area. It has security once in a while, pass through there. So I want to tell you, when you're a nomad, you're not in the house. There's no way you're going to be a nomad for years and not get a knock on your door by a cop, security officer, or a drug addict. And if you don't believe me, you haven't lived in your vehicle for 5 years, you haven't been publicly parking. You've been parking at your parents' property, or you have some private property you're parking on. You're not living, now I'm mainly at campgrounds, but I'm still some stuff. But for 5 years, I'm mainly self-car. Now, in the beginning, when I was in Jersey, I had some private areas. And that, I always tell you, if you're going to be a nomad, your first 3 months, you should know where you're going to park. All right, back live comments. Paula says, I'm thinking about Florida. Be careful. There's a lot of drug areas here, and there's a lot of bad areas. The elitist areas, you got to move a certain way. Paula, I love Georgia. Paula, maybe I can pass on by you, spend a bit of time in New Hampshire, and then we can drive down to Georgia. Oh, that'd be some video. Paula, I'd love to have a place in Savannah. Paula, Blue Ridge Mountains. Aaron, that's where I'm hoping to relocate eventually. Oh, you guys are on the same page. Paula, I'm definitely more a mountain person than the beach. I don't like the mountains. I hate driving up mountains. The air is thinner. There's no bikinis. There's no Starbucks. There's no Wi-Fi. All there is cold air and hard driving. I don't like it. But to each their own. A couple people I know, they love the mountains. Aaron, I can see why you would love New Hampshire then. Oh, that's why I hate New Hampshire. Tons of mountains. Yeah, shithole. Paula, we got to exchange numbers. You can go, well, you guys should hook up because Aaron's a social worker. Aaron's got to have boundaries, but Aaron may be able to put you up on some game, but I don't know if you're going to listen. But Paula, you smart, you may listen. About section to get my email address. Well, yeah, I mean, as long as you guys keep boundaries, maybe you'll help each other out. Paula, just get very cold. Paula, I love Georgia. Twista! Twista has sex with some chick the other night, and now she's stalking him. I remember Twista, I met this girl, I was working construction at a supermarket. There was this Wegmans in Flemington, New Jersey. I was building it. And I met this chick. She was a security officer. She was looking good, though. And I met her, and I got with her. And it went crazy quick. And it reminded me of your story yesterday. That's why I can't judge you. I've been through that. And what I can tell you is, there's been times in my life where I wanted a girl more than she wanted me. But for this particular time, and this girl looked good. She wasn't bad looking. But she wanted me more than I wanted her. And it escalated quick after we got with each other. And what I realized in life is, one is, you got to be careful when you're dealing with other people's emotions. Because I've experienced both. I've been hurt and I've hurt others. And that's why I don't believe in companionship or friends with benefits, because someone's going to get hurt. Someone's going to get hurt. Because someone always loves someone more than the other person. And that's not property where you can sell it. That's, you can really hurt someone psychologically. And you got to be careful. Aaron, snowstorm last night. Hell, I don't have a heater. That's no problem. I survived, and it was, some nights it was 0 below. You got to get a thermal sleeping bag. It's cozy. And get a couple layers of clothes, couple layers of socks, and a scully cap. You'll be fine. Paula, we'll have a blast, Aaron. Paula, oh no, I woke up the other day and the gas ran out. Paula, hey, Twister. Let me just back to live comments. Sophie, you're on point tonight, Sam. Well, thank you for your tip, and thank you for adding your point, because I respect what you said. And you're very humorous. Well, it's good to have a sense of humor in life. Why? Well, it's entertainment, but it's also a relief to stress, which carries the thought through. Thank you. Good job, Nomad. Thank you very much, Sophie. Twister, hey, Paula. Novano. Aaron, have you been to Newfound Lake? I never heard of that. Paula, although I think the spirit followed me. Uh-oh. Kim, Aaron, nice to see another person in the social work field. Oh, Kim, you're a social worker too? Anyone who needs a social worker, you better ask now. You got 2 valuable resources in here. Don't ask me shit, ask them. Paula, actually, Sam, yesterday I got an Obama tablet instead of a phone. Unlimited data for a year. I'm not mad at you. I saw some 2 guys the other night. Well, one guy definitely voted for Trump, or he liked Trump. I don't think he votes. But he was talking about how you get a good phone plan, basically still through certain things that Obama put in place. Because Obama's thing was basically give poor people access to cell phones, because that's the #1 resource. That and healthcare. Trump's thing was give people a tax credit or a tax refund. But what you don't realize, guys, for a certain mindset, they may blow that money. You say, well, we have the freedom to decide if you want to blow the money. You do, but you also got to deal with panhandlers. You also got to deal with the poor, even if they blow the money. And you got to have a level of balance in society where you got to realize, guys, I knew a guy who went to India on business. And India is one of the biggest countries that still does arranged marriages. But I know a guy went to India for a business trip. And he came back. He says, I said, hey, man, how was India? He goes, Sam, it was good. It was interesting. And he goes, Sam, it's interesting is, they got, there's a lot of poverty. He goes, there's some nice areas. Of course, we stayed at a nice area, but we went through regular areas. He goes, but the thing there is, they'll be barefoot in the street, but they'll have a cell phone. Cell phone is your biggest resource, whether you're in India, America, or Ukraine. During war, what do you do if you're the president? Do you care about your tax rate? Or do you take your cell phone and broadcast an update? You got to know, guys, what's going on in this world. Back live comments. Aaron, awesome, Kim. I do home-based work for at-risk kids, mostly now, DCYF contracts. That's not easy emotionally. You got to be a certain type of person. God bless you. Aaron, what do you do, Kim? Forgive me for saying his name wrong. Al Riza? Where is that famous feminine? Well, one is your first comment got blocked because it was negative. And I didn't approve it because it seemed a totally negative tone. This is your second one. I want to be gracious because I try to be more mature as this YouTube channel goes. But if there's a third comment that's based in mainly negativity, because this is the first time I've heard from you, unless you're a troll with several profiles, you're gone. Why? Guys, life's hard enough, man. I don't need negative people like that. I mean, I'm okay if you want to share something. But that was all negative, man. Back to live comments. I believe we left off at Melvano. Yeah, oh, here we go. Aaron, no, Melvano, I haven't, unfortunately. Paula, hey, I'd love to go over and shoot for free. Seriously, I love shooting. Melvano, worth the trip. Aaron, I'll check it out, Melvano. Thank you. Paula, martial law, easy, Paula. Space Daddy Serial, what's up, brother? What's up, Sammy? Sorry I'm late. Glad to have you. Love your tag name. Thank you for being a member. Thank you for the purple fire emoji. Members only. Thank you, Space Daddy Serial. Thank you to all my members. You want to support the channel? Click that blue join button and let the live feed ring with purple fire. I saw that Putin started bringing in flamethrowers. I want to tell you guys, be careful. Kim, Space Day, I hope you're doing well, brother. Kim, I work in the field as a mental health case manager. We are an ACT team and teach psychological rehabilitation to our clients. Thank you for your service, Kim. Paula, my parents were very strict. That's not good, Paula. Paula, thank you for sharing, Paula. That's awesome. Aaron, case management is tough. Good for you. I give you both credit. Thank you for your hard work. I thank you both. Here we go. Anyone who has to call themselves an alpha male is insecure and they live with their mom. Why? Because, guys, I know alpha males, and none of them call themselves alpha males. All they'll do is if you fuck with them, you don't want to fuck with them, okay? But they don't go around fucking with other people. And they damn sure don't have a tag name called alpha male. Yeah, don't worry about that, Paul. Malcolm, thank you again for being a positive person. Positive people rule the world. Love to you. Aaron, curious, do you want women to fight? No. You don't even waste your time. This is the type of person. Aaron and who's the other person? Aaron and Kim, two social workers. When you see a psychopath like these, they're playing with your head. They're not serious. If they are serious, you're not going to be able to philosophize with these people. You can't give them enough social programs in the world. Give them the essentials. They're probably laughing in the background, and they're probably going to sleep all day, every day, and live with their parents. You're going to feel bad from them. They're going to tell you a bunch of stories, and then they're going to go and cause hell and back up their mom's toilet. So Aaron and Kim, you got to know there's certain people you can save, and there's certain people you can't. Nas told us this on Destroy and Rebuild. He told Prodigy, you can't save everyone. You can't save everyone, guys. Try your best, but you ain't going to save everyone. Paul says, thank you, Malcolm Hart. Raven's back. Hey, Raven. I was raised to eat what I grow in the gardens. Now you eat at Chick-fil-A. I saw your van video with that greasy ass piece of food you had. That might sound great, but I'm not feeling well. I have a fear of eating what strangers cook. Well, Raven, you don't cook too healthy. Okay? So, I don't understand. You can eat very healthy eating out. I love you. Kim, Aaron, but it's very rewarding when we see our clients do well on their own. Well, I love you. Thank you for what you do as well. I appreciate that. Paula, cool, Raven. Aaron, with a name like, yeah, don't even worry about that, Aaron. You figured that out. You figured that. It's just a troll. Malcolm, I know exactly what it is. You got it. Paula, Aaron and Kim, thank you for all you do. I agree. Aaron, I totally agree, Kim. Malcolm, you're very welcome. Appreciate you. Raven, I love you. Raven, heart emoji. Paula, I know that, Sam. Malcolm, green heart to Paula. Thank you. Kim, thank you, Paula. Oh, yeah, Aaron, don't even waste your breath. You got flagged, so I would approve yours, but you arguing with someone ain't worth arguing with. Paula, thank you, Malcolm. Paula, and you too, Raven. Yeah, Paula got caught too. Don't worry, Paula. These people, they're gone as soon as I see them. Aaron, I just agree with you that oh, yeah, no, you're talking about the person who was talking. Don't worry about them. You can't talk. You're going to waste your energy. Paula, right on, Aaron. Aaron, why do some women, don't you waste your energy. Walaska, thumbs up that video, damn it. Thank you, Lawaska. No beast of burden. The answer is no, Sam. Well, I appreciate your answer. Thank you. Kim, so true, Aaron. Paula, I've clogged the toilet too. It's all right. and all the shower water came back up. We going to give you some forgiveness. We got to have grace in the world. Paula, stop saying that I'm doing drugs, Sam. I love you. I saw your look on your video today. You weren't doing drugs for the last 24 hours, but if I gave you a P test in the last 72 hours, I don't know if you would pass. Because I know a lot of people, they see a social worker, and they get sober the day before they got to take a P test. I know a lot of people, they come on my live chat, and they get sober, or they don't say shit. Or if they say shit, I know they ain't sober. So I want to tell you, Paul, I love you. I don't judge people with addiction. But I can't lie to the people that are going through relationships with people with addiction. Because I haven't seen you talk about being in a support group. I haven't seen you. Today you look very sober-minded, but who knows, you could have did drugs too. People can hide things a lot. But your life is... But again, I mean, you're struggling with a mental and substance thing. So one is you just got a great spirit. I love you. And I think you're an awesome person. I'm blessed to have you as a friend. But the dynamic with someone with substance or mental problems is you got to have boundaries. Because, Paula, when you're great, you are fucking awesome. And you don't want to do drugs. You don't want to have mental problems. I know it. I know I can feel like you don't. That's not what you want to do. But when you get in your mode, there's toilets backed up, there's shit getting stolen, and you're calling your drug connect from the Obama phone, okay? And you're ready to pawn all your YouTube camera shit. Why? Because when the mind gets to a certain level, there's nothing you got to be very careful. But Paul, I want to tell you this. I thank God that you still come on my channel. I thank God for you. So I understand life. She goes, I bag groceries long before I come to America. Yeah. Then the other week I told you to do DoorDash. She said, I ain't doing that shit. Yeah. I've been around the world twice. Well, I give you a lot of credit. I can train horses. I give you a lot of credit. I can code Python. You're very smart. I tell you that. Crypto YouTube. I love you. Paula, you're awesome. Paula. But I'm not doing drugs. All right. I don't appreciate you saying that. I know you're mad at me. I'm sorry. But I'm just sharing my perspective. I could be wrong. She goes, I refused the vaccine because of, oh God. All right, I never heard this one. Rare tiger's blood? All right. I tell you, this world's something else, man. Paula, what? I'm an immigrant. I met my American husband in Scotland. Oh, God. This world crazy as fuck, man. Paula, we were together for 10 years. That's the average length of a marriage before we married. All right. Paula, looking up crazy. Pat, preach it, son. Thank you. Paula, I guess that troll left. I blocked him, Paula. He ain't got no love in here. Oh, God, this person's still here. Paula, you mean you Javon? Pause. Yo. Paula, me? No, don't worry about that, Paula. This is another one. Paula, she's probably listening. Keep. Had someone referred to me as she had the nerve to be mad that he couldn't live in my house. What? Elaborate on that. Steph. Sam, I am afraid to downsize. It's not easy. After my mom's death, love and respect. Being the only child, I can understand a lot of emotional attachment there. But you got to separate because it's just more suffering. I don't know why you would keep the ashes of a dead pet. I don't know why you would keep the furniture of a dead parent. Why? You're never going to be able to move forward. Before my mom tragedy, my life was going to live in the woods. Hit bottom rock. Confused to move in an SUV. Feel it is my only option now. Well, if that's your only option, you got bigger problems. You're not working on self-care. I worked on self-care for 10, 15 years before I even thought about downsizing. So if you don't work on self-care, your life's going to be harder no matter how you live. No one wants to do that. No one wants to get in a support group. No one wants to work on their physical, mental well-being. But I can't tell you another way other than what I did. So if you don't want to do all the steps, I'm not mad at you. I understand life. But destitution when you don't know how to take care of yourself. Why? Because if you don't know how to take care of yourself and you're out in the world, I'm not going to say there's a lot of bad people because there's a lot of good people. But you'll find the bad people. Why? Bad people know how to mark a victim. And the victim is always someone who doesn't know how to take care of themselves. Now, even people who know how to take care of themselves, they can get victim. So I'm not trying to say like, but I'm trying, you know what I'm saying? And like, guys, a predator, mental, emotional, physical, all you got to do is find someone who's not taking care of himself. Why? Because they're in a vulnerable situation. You say, well, that's why I hate the world. The world's evil. No, there's a lot of people like Aaron and Kim who are good people who work in social work, but you don't want to go see a social worker. You want to go live in your car in a van in the woods. You don't want a better subsidized apartment. You don't want to follow up with your voucher. You want to back up your toilet and live in Planet Fitness parking lot. Wait till you get on the road. You didn't follow up with your social worker. You're going to be destitute, old, and lonely. If you have faith, let me see your works. If you have mental problems, I don't know how living in your car solved that. That's right. And I'm not talking to just you, Steph, everyone out there. I love you. Paula, so what? Sam, you tell me to, I love you, Paula. Mr. Flex, what's up? Hey, Flex. AK, AX, I've been trying to do car life, but it's very hot. Well, I did 3 summers hot in Florida with no air conditioning. So I don't know what I can tell you. You got to suffer. You got to pay the price. It's very hot where I'm in Florida, South Florida. And I get headaches. Well, you shouldn't be in your car then. Got to go back to your apartment. Yeah. AX, man. You need an apartment, man. You're just not built for a car life. Nothing wrong with that. Steph, thank you. Paula. Okay, don't even worry. That person's gone. Steph from Canada or Ontario, Canada. Okay. Showgirls, what's up, showgirls? Showgirls, why weren't you reading your live comment section? You were doing all the searches for eBay selling. I said, search how many leopard panties sold on eBay. You didn't search it. She goes, do not marry someone you don't love. I agree with that. You will regret it. Trust me, I paid dearly. Showgirls, I love you. Make sure you read that comment section in your live feed. We love you. Mike P, thank you for the comment. Mike P, don't act like Georgia personally, as I lived there for 10 years. Loving Arizona, though. Yeah, every state can be good. It all depends on your personality and what speaks to you. When I say, one part that's beautiful about America is diversity, I'm not just talking about religious and ethnic. I'm talking about geographical. In America, you can go from the tropics, South Florida, to the Alaska ice glaciers. You can go from the desert, Arizona, to the mountains of New Hampshire. There's not too many countries that have that much diversity as far as just land. Texas is bigger than Ukraine. America's very diverse. Back in live comments. Paula, I may not have a PhD. I have a very high IQ. I believe you have a very high IQ. But remember, there's a very thin line between a genius and a psychopath. That's what you got to remember. I do crypto. Well, so does Elon Musk. But Elon Musk also has 3 businesses that are successful. And he got a government subsidy. Because, Tesla almost went bankrupt. Obama bailed him out. You got the Obama phone, but you're not creating a car company. You're trading crypto. So, yeah, Elon Musk like crypto too, but he also doing the work. You got to do something. I do ethical hacking. Oh, no. Cybersecurity. Oh, my God. And I've been in the music industry. Oh, my God. But I love you. You're creative. But I don't know. It's crazy. I can do anything. And I think you're very smart. I train horses, video edit. Well, you are very smart. I love you. Aaron. Yeah, don't worry about him. Sam, yeah, don't worry about that, Aaron. That person's on another out. But thank you, Aaron. Thank you. Thank you. Showgirls, do not run the car to go to sleep. That's good advice. That's the best way to die. All right? Yeah, you got to be careful with that. It is very serious damage to a new or used car. I agree with that. Yeah, a lot of wear and tear, idle car. When you idle your car, it's like idling your body. It's very dangerous. Paula, exactly, Aaron. He just reads over my comments, and I'm cool with that. Oh, I apologize if I miss a comment, but I see some people with a lot of negativity. So not you, Paula, but some. So, but I'm more engaged than any other YouTuber. I don't see. Showgirls had a live feed today about eBay selling. She had 3 people in live chat. She didn't read my comment. I got 43 people watching. I got a lot of comments. I'm reading them all. I may skip one by accident. I say type it again. I may breeze over one. I say type it again. If there's something negative, I just skip or block. But I don't never maliciously miss something. So type it again. Paul, sure it is. You can always watch my videos. Pat, share points overall. Sharp points overall. Thank you, Pat. Raven, as for me, I don't have sex anymore. I can tell you a little uptight. You got to get a dildo or a vibrator. I can trust enough. Don't want to be touched. Every girl wants to feel pretty. I saw you today, Raven. You upload videos of pictures of when you was in the game. You had a dress on. You had some leggings on. Every girl's got some pictures of her in her peak. Don't tell me you don't want to feel pretty. Don't tell me you don't want to throw on your wig and feel good. And don't tell me you shouldn't get juiced up and let yourself enjoy yourself. And think about the tall guy with a nice ass. Raven, you're craving a D. You need vitamin D because you're in Wisconsin. You haven't had sunlight in a lot of time. And you're craving a D. You ain't been with a man in 6 years. You're not even masturbating. You're eating some crazy food. You're talking about the Canadian truckers more than you're talking about clit. If anyone mentions the Canadian truckers more than clitoris, something's wrong with your mental health. You haven't got enough vitamin D and you haven't got enough D. Why would you care more about a trucker who's masturbating to free porn? I don't care if they're vaccinated or not. I've been in many truck stops, many. I could tell you guys, when that diesel engine is running, they're not watching a live feed, okay, about Scientology. They're watching free porn and they're masturbating, whether they're vaccinated or not. You say, well, that's a man. A woman is different. A woman wants to feel pretty. A woman wants to feel respected. A woman wants to be able to say some crazy shit and you just go like this. A woman can be just as smart as a man. A man and a woman could be the same. Women are all different. Men are all different. Humans are all different. So what's the moral of the story? Well, Raven, she's got a little bit of an aggressive attitude. That's why her first name is in all caps. She's an awesome person. That's why she's still in the live chat. But she's not working on self-care. She's in cold-ass Alaska. Her videos are all over the place. And there's a bitter root in there's no creativity. There's a lot of filters. Raven, if you don't want the D, let me ask you this. Why do you take pictures at a certain angle? Why do you do your hair a certain way? You don't want the D, but you want the compliment. You want the compliment because you want to feel encouraged. You got to encourage yourself. You say, I have been encouraging myself. Look at my videos. I looked at your videos. I saw you upload a video today of you at your peak in a dress. Digging through some old memories. You was digging through some old memories. All right, this week, you had some red hair. I don't know if that's a wig or your real hair. You had some red hair on there. Okay. You was feeling yourself. There's nothing wrong with feeling yourself. There's nothing wrong with feeling inspired. There's nothing wrong with staying single for life. If someone tells you you look 20, you look 30, and you're 50, you say, oh my God, you get inspired. I've never met someone that hates a compliment. Now, I have met someone where you can over-compliment them. I hate that. Remember when Drake tried to over-compliment Rihanna? That destroyed the whole thing. So, it would have been safe for Rihanna to have a baby with Drake, but there was no love. Why would you marry someone you don't love? They were both successful, but it would have been reckless for Rihanna to have a baby with Chris Brown. She was in love. At least she had the emotional love. Now, maybe A$AP Rocky is the balance of both. I don't know. But I do know this, that Kim knew Kanye had mental problems before having 4 babies with him. I know this, that Kanye knew Kim had a recurring pattern of unhealthy relationships, and so did everyone in her family. I know this. You know what you're getting. You know what you're getting. And you can lie to yourself. And you can be unvaxxed. You could be unwaxed. Or you can shave yourself in a Planet Fitness shower for 5 hours. But the truth is, everyone has some passion for a compliment, or the people who talk back the firmest or the sharpest. People who are very sharp, they're very sensitive. Now, but they also have a recurring pattern of going back to people who are just as dumb or dumber than them. Why? They can control them. Why would you go back to someone you know is below your potential? Because you can control them. That's why. Be careful. That's not worth it. Back live comments. Oh yeah. I see Joe in here. He says he's a trucker and he's masturbates each shift to stress out. I want to tell you, shout out to all my truck drivers. When a truck driver says he's about to drop off a load, it ain't just an 18-wheeler at the loading dock of a Walmart. There's 18 sour-smelling socks in the duffel bag of every trucker in back of their cab. Why? Because it's human nature. Look at Raven said, I got it all wrong. Raven, I love you. I don't want to get you all right. But you want to tell me because I said you look young, you didn't get encouraged and start uploading pictures of when you was in your heyday? You tell me I'm wrong. Raven, you tell me I'm wrong. That because I said you look young, you didn't get inspired and put up pictures of you in your heyday with red hair. You tell me I'm wrong right now in all caps. You tell me. Yeah, all right. You let me know, Raven. We're gonna take a pause for this. I love you. Let's keep going. Everyone wants to be encouraged. Everyone wants to feel beautiful. Everyone has a desire. No one wants to sit in their van in Wisconsin and cook unhealthy food and think about the guy who was their last ex 6 years ago who voted for Trump and still thinks we should be easy on the people from January 6th. Who wants to have a child with someone like that? That's why there's a lot of dry cooch in America. $1.99, Charles. Drop that load, truckers. There's a shortage of truck drivers, and there's a shortage of inspired people. Why? Because they're living in the past. I don't have any pictures of the past. I threw out everything. Charles, I want to tell you in life, brother, if you ever go to a church and the pastor doesn't say he masturbates, you're in the house of Satan. But you can still get some good information. Yeah, Raven, you said all those things, but you didn't answer my question. I know when I'm talking to a draft dodger. You said all those things, but you didn't tell me that you uploaded them because you got encouraged, because you got complimented. That's all I wanted to know. I didn't say you should hate yourself. I didn't say, I said, we want to feel good about ourselves. We need vitamin D. You don't need D. You don't need a man. But there's nothing wrong with masturbating or, flirting with a man or whatever. And there's nothing wrong with masturbating to a woman. You know how many unvaccinated truck drivers are shooting a load right now on the Canadian border? Huh! Yeah. Why don't no one care about that? I wish we had a protest for every truck driver that masturbates but's unvaccinated. There would be no trucks moving. Raven, if most of what you do you don't put on YouTube, shut down your YouTube channel and get a real job. But chances are you don't have a real job. Why? Because you got a bad attitude and you lie. And you volunteer your time with elderly and disabled people because you can control them. I've been in places, assisted living programs, places where they take care of the mentally ill. And you know who really looks over them? People who can control them. I know who I'm dealing with. Raven, I love you. I'm not trying to hurt you. Let's go back to these live comments. Paula, I know not all women want to masturbate. But I know this, all drug addicts can't be trusted. All of them. I know all mentally ill people who don't have a job shouldn't be trading crypto. All of them. So, Paula, I know all unvaccinated people. You got to be careful. And I know some good ones. And I understand I didn't want to get the vaccine, but Paula, I know what I'm dealing with. So you're missing the point, Paula. You're protesting the vaccine, but you're excusing your own behavior of bad habits. That's the point. What the fuck is Raven doing in Urbana, Wisconsin? Volunteering when she should be doing something for her self-care and productivity? What the fuck are you doing when you were fucking with people that told you got a dead cat, they kicked you out, you're a millionaire, but you got an Obama phone? I know what I'm doing. Okay. Paula, you and Raven agree, but you're both mentally ill and don't work, and you're both evicted living in a car. And you both got a history of bad behavior, and people abandon you because you abandon your responsibilities, and you don't at least be honest about them. Goodbye. This is life, guys. Everyone grew up. You're not a child anymore, Raven. You're an adult living in Urbana, Wisconsin. I told you look 20 and 30. You're damn near 50. When do you stop talking about your childhood? When do you start talking about your adulthood? When do you start owning your life? When do you start working on your life? Never. Goodbye. Take your sharp attitude and your unvaccinated ass. And don't share your life on YouTube. Don't share your life with me. Share your life with your ex. Or you won't share it with him anymore. You got a pattern of unhealthy behavior because you don't want to work on your life. I'll tell you, you got to be careful, guys, who you let in your life. They'll destroy your life. Aaron, thank you. I missed Super Chats. Oh, God, suitcase. Forgive me, guys. We're going to a whole other dimension tonight. Let me go back to these live comments. Suitcase. Suitcase, I'm sorry, man. I know all about pizza. Yeah. I mean, see, Suitcase, I love you and thank you for sharing. I mean, I don't know what social work, what people think. Guys, I've seen life. I've lived through life. I know people. All I can tell you is, Suitcase, thank you. Thank you for being honest. Thank you for that gracious tip. Thank you. Period. Thank you, Suitcase. And Aaron, $1.99 super chat. Aaron, I don't know how. I tell you, you got to have a certain personality to be a social worker. And I give you a lot of credit. Because, Raven, don't worry if I'm wrong. You on the wrong channel. Hey, Raven, you on the wrong channel. This ain't the Free Wisconsin Canadian Trucker channel. This ain't the Greasy Food I Blame My Childhood channel. This ain't the I'm going to hook up with other mentally ill people that have a drug habit channel. This the I'm about to work on my life, live below my means, work up to my potential, share my soul, and connect with like-minded people channel. I don't know what channel you was looking for. How to park at Planet Fitness? How to flirt with a YouTuber I may get with but don't like? Or how to waste time with my therapist or social worker? How to pass the P-test channel. This ain't the how to pass the P-test channel. Is this how to get the Obama phone channel? Is this how to trade the crypto channel? I don't do any of those things, guys. Thank you. I'm way late on all these comments, guys. Forgive me. Suitcase and Aaron, thank you again. All right, guys, that's it. I think Angela, good to see you, Angie. Angie says, how's it going? It's going good. Sophie, thank you again. Veronica, good to see you. Oh, yeah. Paula, you're gone too. That's it. I'm done. Kim, thank you. Angie, all photos should be left in the past for the most part. Charles, yeah, we're going to just take it one day at a time. I'm thankful for this. Look, I believe some stuff should be free. But, you know, it's true that people abuse that sometimes, you know. But it's all right. You know, I don't want to hurt people, guys. I mean, but I want to tell you guys, if I don't have boundaries, if I don't share my soul, what do you want me to share, guys? How to live in a van? What do you want me to share? I mean, you know, it's like, fucking bullshit. But some people just want someone to talk to, guys. They'll destroy your life. Showgirls. Yes, sir, Charles. I love you, showgirls. Charles, showgirls. Thank you. All right, guys and girls. Thank you, everyone. I love you. And in life, you can only get so close to someone you don't love. Why? Well, because you can't love someone that doesn't love themselves. And someone not doing self-care don't love themselves. But we all need love. Love covers a multitude of sin. And when 5-0 rolls behind you, start your car and get the hell out of Dodge. That's what I'm going to do. I'll see you next one. Peace.